I
All
really
right,
want to
man,
expand.
we can really talk about Pokemon for a long time, huh?
Yeah, I told you, man. I told you.
I love Pokemon, so yeah, I can just kind of like go
Yeah, I've cut
on
into
and
my
on about
time.
it.
We're gonna have to wrap this up here in
yeah.
5-minute review.
Pokemon makes me happy. It's a little fun thing. Reminds me of my childhood, so gets me in my nostalgia bubble. But Meta, bring me to the real world. Bring me to the 21st. I don't want this baby Pokemon shit. I want some like Google glasses, like some real high tech stuff. Cause this is like GameCube graphics. I want some like 4K stuff.
Well, then I have the thing that you really shouldn't get. Google Stadia. Let's talk about it. So if you're not aware of Google Stadia or Stadia, Stadia?
I don't know how you pronounce it. I've heard both.
I'll say Stadia. It just sounds better.
Stadia makes more sense to me.
It sounds better. Stadia, Google Stadia has been finally released. We talked about this on the podcast a while back, but for those of you who are joining us for the first time ever and regretting it already,
because you were introduced by Japanese, you're like, what the hell is this? It says English.
Stick around for like an hour and 10 minutes to hear this part. Google Stadia,
all right, no more weeb shit. Let's go.
Google Stadia is Google's desperate attempt, is the way I want to rephrase this, at attempting to enter into the very hard arena to get into, that is gaming consoles. And they decided to make, and I'm gonna quote off the best review title I've found for this, an incredible flex to show off their amazing streaming service that turns out they did not hit the gym hard enough for that flex. It's kind of come out to some pretty poor reviews. It's essentially a streaming service where you can play games without actually having to have a system, quote unquote. You stream it through your internets, and then it plays with your cool Stadia controllers.
Chromecast or something.
Yeah, Chromecast. And that's how it pretty much works. It's attempted to be kind of like a more budgetable system for you, where you pay more of a fee, like essentially a monthly service fee to play games that they
you can either buy them full out, or there is also the what is it, Stadia Pro or something?
It's a subscription. It's a subscription.
Like $10 a month or something. Somewhere around. It's like 10 or 15.
I think it's 10. I believe 10.
You get like a free game every month. One free game a month.
Yeah, the Stadia Pro is $10 a month.
Wow.
So it's not bad. But that is the pro version of it. And there's not really much to say. It didn't hit that well. Reviews have come in. People have also had a chance to use it. It has hit more road bumps than any car really should be. It's more akin to off-roading at this point than it really is on, paved road.
You're trying to go up on the mountain and go mudding, but you brought your Toyota Corolla. You didn't bring your Jeep.
They've first off, a lot of people have just had flat out issues trying to set this thing up to get it working. It's actually caught, some people have had just, point blank, it's not working. But barring them, people have also noted that it is generally got a decent amount of latency. And when you've got games that are generally like FPSs or fighting games where you need, or already some of the, if you're even remotely familiar with the FGC community or through first-person shooters, you should be very clearly aware that you do not want even 10 milliseconds of delay of frame information going back and forth. That's not okay. You do not want that kind of back and forth. That's dreadful. And Stadia has already kind of released with I will never remember how to say this thing right.
Say both.
Just say both. I'm gonna just keep saying both. Stadia.
We'll never talk about it again after this anyways.
No, right?
Unless they do a complete turnaround.
It has shown to be pretty high on the millisecond scale. It's ranging anywhere from potentially I've seen low ones at 60, which is relative depending on what game you're playing. That's not really okay for certain games. Other games, not a big deal, but even high is 150. But these are on generally controlled environments that are just outside of Google's own servers. Some people have shown that if you get onto a really busy network, you can press that space bar and it will literally take nearly half a second before that character actually jumps in game. We've already brought the spacebar back up and released it fully before the character will even jump. And that's probably what you're going to see for a lot of people. Is more the case is going to be. But on quieter networks or homes that've got a better, Ethernet kind of infrastructure, you're generally going to see the lower milliseconds in latency. Which, either way, it's not all that great. It's still not really useful for a lot of games where you need that kind of like quick reaction and like on demand output to be shown into the game, and then you see that and register it. The game is also, from what I've been reading on some of the reviews, some people have noted that the game doesn't really stream like it should. Apparently, the quality is not matching up to the standards as expected. Like if you stream it on 1080p, you're not truly getting 1080, or there's apparently some pixelation
4K
issues.
Yeah,
people are not getting the full resolution that they're supposed to have there. A lot of them are saying that they're still getting a lot of pixelation, which is obviously another issue altogether. It's just kind of been like this. That's really the best way to put it. It's just been like this. It's latency issues, resolution issues. The system is not even working for some people.
It's like corrupting some people's Chromecast, isn't it? Was that what Mao saying earlier?
It's causing them to become extremely hot and then crash, basically.
Gotcha.
So, not really good on the opening, but we kind of also expected this a while ago. Streaming is still, in a relative sense for technology, I guess, new. It's not become really big until like the middle of this like decade, essentially. It really start to truly take off until around 2013, 2014 or so, I would say, give or take a few years depending on who you are. So we're still kind of in a relative new state with this, and this is a very, very large project to be trying to push out here, especially as
games,
stated before.
Yeah,
especially for games, and as you've pointed out, Mal, is that Google is also well known for dropping projects,
yeah,
just for no reason or just deciding that they just don't.
I'm still mad about my Google Reader going. I carried that torch till the day I die. And nothing else has ever come close.
So that's a really big problem here, because you obviously do not want to invest $130 into a product and then start paying a $10 monthly subscription fee or buying the games outright, and then suddenly the service is just dead, no longer supported.
That's unfortunately just a big a question of the future. Is
you're
not really buying, like you don't really own games.
Yeah, it's not physical.
That's a whole thing.
Yeah. It's like a whole other discussion.
If the service dies off, you won't even technically have access to it.
Correct.
Whereas, like, if they stop providing service, like your Xbox One or whatever, as long as you've got the game installed, you're still fine to go. Or even if you have a disc, you're still fine to play those games. That's not a big deal as much. But here, Stadia is completely streaming. It's done through their servers and their servers alone. If they stop, you lose access to everything. Nothing's getting installed on your machine, so to speak. So that's it's kind of giving a very big cloud of doubt and certainty, and you need that kind of certainty when you're providing a service like this. You need certainty that you're going to be around. Otherwise, there's no reason to invest now. And
I don't know. I expect it will end up. It's going to probably end up being possibly closer to like the Pokemon Sword and Shield, honestly. Where it's a lot like the more casual gamers are just not going to really notice. Like the kind of person who plays on their TV in not game mode, where they're already experiencing 200 milliseconds of lag, they're just not going to really notice a little bit of extra sort of a thing. And it's possible that it'll just end up like catering to that market, like, and more than like the people who really want 60 FPS 4K 0 lag.
The thing I find the most interesting about it is just that how quiet it's been. Like, I didn't even realize until the reviews came out that it was launching. Like, they haven't really been super going all in and advertising on it, so it's just been kind of interesting.
It's a very, very quick project. I think another big issue is that
their subreddit is like just like filled with people saying like it's working for them and they find it awesome.
Yeah, like basically. like if it does what it advertised, you can get like this really good gaming, like even on the go later on. I think their idea was to like have it be able to broadcast to tablets and phones and stuff too.
I think
It
I
does.
think you
It
can
does.
go to like the newest Pixel and whatever their tablet is. I think currently, like not every Android phone can do it.
Yeah, I think they're wanting to get there eventually, and like it's $130 too,
And
so it is like a
Chromebooks, I
lower
think.
investment.
Right. Yeah,
If
for
it does what
$130, you get a
advertised.
Chromecast, like Ultra or whatever it's called, and the controller. Which I mean, you get some extra value because you can use the Chromecast for other stuff or whatever as well. Maybe.
I do like my Chromecast.
Yeah, and like it is Google who has a crap ton of money, right? They could like they may have just gotten it out of the gates ahead of like maybe they saw on the the horizon this is like going to be big for the next gen. They wanted to get out ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, because with these streaming things, it's often like the first one that catches on controls the market for a good amount of time.
Right, they want to be the Netflix.
Exactly.
Yeah, the problem is that if you're aware of Stadia, you're probably aware of xCloud, which is Microsoft's rather ambitious streaming service, and
they have more gaming clout.
Have way more gaming.
People
clout.
are going to be a lot more willing to shell out money, especially if they already own Xbox Ones and stuff.
Yeah.
I saw an article today saying that Amazon's probably coming out with one next year.
Yeah, and Amazon wants to throw their hat, but it's the thing about them though is that they actually have access to they own Twitch, like one of the largest streaming services. So they actually have probably a lot of experience with this. I would like to see where they go with that, but I'm kind of hoping that they try to avoid a Google.
Yeah.
But Microsoft has Mixer though.
Oh my god.
Ninjas with Mixer.
Yeah, well, Ninja can't carry Mixer. It's generally requires that you have essentially like you need to have like effectively a middle class to carry your streaming service. That's just an unfortunate fact. Ninja was like such a waste of money. That was such a poor
they keep
move.
buying. They
bought somebody else too. Yeah.
They've got a couple bigger names from Twitch recently as well.
Yeah, but that won't.
But I don't. You can't really sell the dream of like being your own streamer.
Well, here's the thing: if it tanks down, you just go back to Twitch.
Yeah,
you got the Microsoft money already.
Well, I mean, but the thing is, like, I mean, from I mean, it's not really the topic, but from Ninja's perspective, it was a great move because he's guaranteed to get paid.
He's got a bunch of guaranteed money.
Oh yeah, guaranteed money, and
he's got way less. He's got less viewers, but so much more money.
He also has endorsement deals now too. Yep. So.
Really, the biggest thing is that it's guaranteed. When you're streaming, none of that money is always guaranteed. Like,
it's a great business decision for him.
Yeah, beautiful. But from the perspective of Microsoft, that was not a good.
decision.
I mean, it could turn around and be benefit. Yeah, but anyway, it's not. That's a different topic. It's a different topic for a different day. I'm hoping that if I'm very big fan of like trying to see companies putting their hat into the arena that is the gaming console type service. I
bigger
like
market
that.
The better generally.
Exactly.
I do think that Stadia should have had more than like the 18 games.
That
was another big thing. Personally,
it's really I don't understand. Like they really should have. This feels almost in a way like Sword and Shield. This feels a bit rushed. Yeah. It just feels like they really wanted to get out there first instead of being
might just be the way the gaming's going in the future. Honestly, like look at what No Man's Sky did. It came out
terrible,
but they were able to support it and get it to a point where now everyone's like, yeah, No Man's Sky is great. If more companies just see you can pull that off, like
Destiny had that thing too, didn't it?
Yeah, Destiny. Or Destiny 2. I mean, Destiny 1 and 2.
Yeah.
The Division. Anthem apparently is going through it. They said they're going to like basically completely rehaul it.
Oh yeah, Anthem is I read that they're actually doing a full like rehaul on Anthem.
Reworking Final Fantasy 14 was probably the biggest
original
biggest one. Like of that.
I think it's also because it was kind of really I don't want to say it was the first time, but it was the first time we've seen such a big budget.
It's
Not even just because it's a big budget game, but because it's an MMO big budget game. Right. And if you're not for our viewers, if you're not aware, making an MMO is so much more expensive than even the AAA games that you get for like your console that are like standalone games. MMOs are humongous money sinks. They do not make their money back until years later. Like we're talking half a decade years later at times. Mm-hmm. The fact that Square Enix
almost got killed.
It really hammered them. The fact that they went back and turned it around, and mind you, they for the longest time, nearly almost the whole timeline of Final Fantasy 14 1.0, they were not taking payments for monthly subscriptions. So not only were they not making money on it, but they decided to go back in and redo the whole thing and boot it back up. And the fact that it's this successful nowadays is what makes it such a standout.
Yeah, I think that might just become kind of more of
a norm thing.
Like, if no one's getting punished, right? Like, if more and more developers see that you can put out something and then slowly, after you've gotten all the money, like, work on it, sort of a thing.
It's possible. I would like to think.
We'll see. Yes.
I would like to think it's more the benefit of that. The gaming companies are seeing that like you can release a game that is not great, but if you're willing to put in the time and effort into fixing it, people will play it and they will purchase and buy
depends.
it. I would like to look to more of the positive side. I really don't want this to become a thing where it's abused.
I mean, some games
released a shitty game and then
we'll
make it better. They're
really good, you know. Because some developers still do do it.
I just hope it's not a situation because kind of like Destiny is kind of like that, or Destiny 2, like it started off as not great, but they like definitely improved on things, but like they've also heavily went into the whole microtransaction thing, so they're just kind of double dipping a lot. And that's very off-putting, and it's something I don't want to see. Like,
I think people are definitely like companies are starting to get away from that a little bit more. So like some of the games still do it, you know, but like I think. Like people, there's just like such a negative reaction to that now. It's kind of like the biggest thing people hate in games, kind of.
Right next to loot boxes.
It was day one DLC. Now it's loot boxes and microtransactions.
People just don't care for the nickel and dime prospects, and I think it's partly because we've seen a lot of companies go through and take those to some very negative extremes, but back to Stadia, I guess.
I lack faith in generally everything, so I'll wait and see.
I think this is definitely a project that if you were looking forward to, I would really, really recommend that you wait until next year and see what comes of it. The concept is great.
I would definitely be very open to it because I do not have a gaming PC.
Mm-hmm.
And if it could just be a bit better with, and again, like a bigger, like the game library is like going to be very important for me, but like not just like the AAA, even like indie games and stuff, because I end up playing a lot of those on like the PC. Would be nice to see, but
there's not really much else to say on it.
Well, I have something to say. Let me tell you about the Square Enix sale going on Humble Bundle. Our sponsor, Humble Bundle, who totally does not sponsor. Meta, did you know that...
I thought you were going to start with a Squarespace commercial or something.
No, that's the easy one. Meta, did you know that you can get Tomb Raider right now on Humble Bundle for 85% off? $2.99.
I love that game.
$2.99.
That's impossible to beat. You should go get it right now. I'm going to buy 5.
Then you can play the sequel for $7.49. Yeah, buy 5 Tomb Raiders, gift them to all your friends. They'll never play it. Easy Christmas present. Sleepy Dogs Definitive Edition, $2.99.
For $12 a month, you can get their monthly subscription, which includes Yakuza Kiwami and Soul Calibur 6, and My Time at Portia. Those are 3 pretty great games, honestly.
Even current
if
big,
I had a better computer, I would actually do
even
that.
current big name name games are on sale. You can get Red Dead Redemption 2, just recently released on PC. 20% off, $47.99. The sale ends December 3rd at 10 a.m. Pacific time.
Buy one for my whole neighborhood.
Alright, we should probably wrap this up.
I will say this: Skull Calibur's 2.0 patch is coming out, and they're adding some really cool stuff to it. And I'm actually really excited to play it again.
I'm excited for
amazing character creation.
I know, it's so good.
I'm excited for the new Guilty Gear. Actually,
are you
seeing the new trailers every few weeks? They're getting me hot for more batshit. Batshit insane story. Oh, I love the song. The song is
that
is bullshit blazing.
That is bullshit blazing. I will say right now the chorus is the best part.
I love that when they do the reveals, the live reactions, everyone's singing the song with the trailer.
I think it's because it's in that realm of English, but it's so fucking endearing. You can't not just.
Daisuke just wants to be a rock star.
Daisuke, he just wants to be a rock star so bad. Daisuke, I want to make your dream come true. You innocent rock star man.
He basically is one already. So
I know he is.
Yeah.
People love it. People love it.
All right, so それは
Oh my god.
そうは球場軍のポッドキャストファブリンス
Wow, switch it back. Subtitles.
君の啓発の源にビデオゲーム、ボードゲーム、アニメ、映画と技術。それはそれぞれ月曜日の朝に吹きて、YouTube で毎日吹きます。前奏は金曜日に吹きます。最新情報に受けては、ソーシャルメディアに聞いた。I can't say it. フォローしておください。I don't know how to say the rest. I didn't do that part.
I was not ready for the ending.
I should have seen it coming.
I know.
君たちのソーシャルメディアは twitter.com です。twitter.com/podcast5r Facebook です。facebook.com/p5rpodcast Twitch stream のメタとリリーtwitch.tv/psoflow psoflow
We have no way to blame.
Don't spell it like that. You have to spell it in katakana. You have to spell it in katakana. That's the only way you're going to find it.
This is bullshit. Yeah. You won't give us the controller. I want to change the channel.
Sayonara, mina. Genki day.
Bye.